Hey y'all, you are talking with Ree, where I come to talk to you about what I've either read in the blogs, watched on TV, or heard in these streets. Today is going to be about what I've read in the blogs, okay? We are talking about Will Smith slapping fire out of Chris Rock. Lord have mercy. So, the Oscar Awards appear tonight, hosted by legendary comedian Chris Rock. This is his second time hosting the Oscar Awards. He hosted it back in 2016, and he's hosting it again tonight. Now, anyone who has ever watched award shows know that when comedians or just any naturally funny person host the awards, the opening segments is done where they are usually cracking a bunch of jokes, right? So they're talking about, current events, or they're either talking about just people in the crowd. So, of course, naturally, Chris is doing both. And he gets around to Will and Jada, who is sitting front row, right? And Will is looking great. Jada is looking strikingly beautiful, as always. Like, that is one beautiful woman. And Jada, who is rocking a very low cut, she's gone bald. Now, she's always rocked a very low cut, at least for majority of her 30-year career, right? Jada is known for those nice pixie cut that highlights her gorgeous face. Well, now she's rocking a complete bald look. And so Chris Rock cracks the jokes where he refers to her as G.I. Jane. If you remember G.I. Jane, that was a movie with Demi Moore in it where she shaves a bald look while she's in the army. So Jada is rocking that bald look, and Chris is, I guess, referencing of that. So initially we got Will that's laughing. Jada never laughs. Like, you could clearly see that she was annoyed with it. She rolled her eyes, but she maintained herself as a lady and just, kept it cool. Will laughs, and I'm guessing that he probably felt the energy. I mean, him and Jada's been married for 25 years. You can just feel the energy of your spouse or your significant other when you've been with them for so long. They don't even much have to be directly in your eyesight for you to know that something's wrong, right? So Will must have felt the energy. And he decides to get up in his nice tux, walks himself on the stage, and slaps fire out of Chris Rock, okay? Goes back to his seat and sits down, then proceeds to tell Chris to keep my wife's effing name out of your mouth. He says it twice with seriousness in his face. That face, the last time we saw him look that serious was when Lou walked down on him once again, okay, for the second time, where he has to yell out, "I don't need him," and "Why he don't love me," as he cries in Uncle Phil's arm. That was the last time we saw Will with a face that serious. Last time we saw it, okay? And honestly, that was his best acting role and not this movie, King Richard. Because I don't think that he should have gotten Best Actor role for that. But I think that the Academy and a lot of these award shows, especially within these last couple of years, is as if they're handing out awards to, African Americans and blacks in a way of meeting a quota instead of doing due diligence. Will has put out so many movies that he could have gotten an award for. I don't think that this should have been Best Actor. There's so many other awards, and there's so many other actors that I want the Academy Award to pay attention to, and not just because they're trying to meet some quota. Okay, that's what it comes off to me when I've watched the awards over the last few years, to be honest with you. And I realized that when what's the movie with the gentleman? I'm trying to remember his name, but it was based in Miami, and they gave him the role for Best Leading Actor. This was his second Academy Award, and he got the role for Best Leading Actor in the movie. And if you watch the movie, you know that he was not the leading actor. He wasn't even more so the supporting actor, and they gave him the lead for it. And that's when it told me directly that the Academy does not pay attention to the movies centered around our community. It's more so about just meeting a quota, and I don't like that because it's like do due diligence is all I'm saying. But whatever, that's a topic for another day. Let's get back to the slap. So he goes back and he sits down. And, the show continues on. It was a slight static, but, Chris got it together. Um, Will, shame on you. Shame on you, shame on you, shame on you. We are not going to use the excuse of he was defending his wife. Oh, his wife regarding the alopecia. I mean, the alopecia, a lot of women go through, including myself. You'll see that mostly within like the temple lines and so forth for a lot of African American women. But I don't feel that that slap had anything to do with his wife's short haircut. That slap has everything to do with the last couple of years of everyone clowning Will for being a sucker, or at least people assuming that he's a sucker, whether it's in reference to especially the August Alsina and your wife laying down with a whole nother man. Like, that was disrespect there. Okay, deal with that disrespect. Him cracking a joke, Chris Rock cracking a joke on that stage. No, the disrespect was your wife dealing with a whole nother man, escorting him to award shows, okay? And acting as if she was just there to help him or whatnot with his mental breakdowns. Sure, Jada. Okay, that was a disrespect. The disrespect was your daughter writing public, "We miss you, Tupac," as if she was even alive when the man died, and saying that, Jada would have been much happier with Tupac if Tupac was still alive, your very own daughter. Okay? That's the disrespect. Will, you took out all of your frustration on the media clowning you, Laverne Cox clowning you guys both just a couple of weeks ago on the red carpet. And you just took that out on Chris Rock. That was your breaking point, which I don't understand it being your breaking point, considering that you laughed when the joke was told. Okay? I don't know whether you were proving something to us or whether you were trying to prove something to Jada, since Jada tends to like bad boys, okay? Jada is Baltimore, born and raised. Yeah, she likes her bad boys. She likes her Tupac and her August that reminded her of a Tupac. And we got you who, yes, you being from West Philadelphia, don't change the fact that you probably was a kid that stayed in the house in the hood and only came out to go to school. I mean, you've been rapping for the last 30 years with no curse word. So we know good and well that, toughness is not your forte. And you just got sick of everyone trying you, and you took it out on the least aggressive person, a comedian, Chris Rock. You took it out on the least threatened person in your path, okay? Because somebody else would have fought you on that stage. D.L. Hughley probably would have fought your tail on that stage. Cat Williams would have fought you on that stage. And so will many other comedians. Would have probably, it would have been a full squabble. But Chris Rock, that maintained his whole composure as hard as he could, while you just assaulted him for the world to see. Very much poor taste, very embarrassing for the both of you, but very embarrassing. And I'm sure the Will Packard and the rest of the Oscar committee wish that they can take back that award, because you really didn't deserve it for that movie, to be honest with you. But all of these award shows are now trying to meet quotas. All of these shows are meeting quotas. It's like, and they're not doing this due to, we truly believe that you deserved it and because you were just this great actor in this film. It's because we are meeting this quota. That's just my opinion, everybody. Because there has been other movies that Will could have gotten it in. And honestly, that just wasn't the one. But I digress. Of course, you got them talking about Venus and Serena. You got Beyonce on the soundtrack. You got Will as the father. It's this Hollywood. You know, it's a popularity contest, and all of them being most popular right now, in the Black community. And I just feel like that's where that award came from, and not necessarily because they watched that movie incomplete and actually thought that his role was better than the other nominees. This is just what I feel. And I felt this way for a long time because the Academy has shown that in other instances, as I've said earlier. But yeah, Will was out of line for that slap. And no, I don't think that Chris Rock should sue. I don't think that he should press charges. But I mean, it's just, it was in poor taste. It was super embarrassing. And it was embarrassing for everyone there, honestly. It was embarrassing for your family at home. It was embarrassing for every Black person that was even rooting you on, sitting there and at home. Yeah, it just wasn't cool. And Chris Rock didn't deserve that. And, people have the biggest energy for people that are easy targets instead of you having this energy for the man that went and came forward, spoke about going balls deep in your wife, and then turning around and making a song called Entanglement, discussing his affair with your wife. Okay? So you couldn't do that in August. So you pick Chris Rock, 50-plus-year-old, slim built, comedy, but over a G.I. Jane joke. And we're not going to make this about Jada's alopecia, because I don't think that was about that whatsoever. Definitely not when you're laughing initially. So, yeah, you guys let me know what you think about what took place. And I want to hear your comments below. Do you think that Chris Rock deserved it? And if you do think that he deserved it, do you think that he deserved it on stage for the world to see? Or do you think that, that was a conversation that should have taken place backstage? Do you think that Will just did that out of frustration for him constantly being the laughing joke over these last few years? Do you think that it helps their relationship at all? Listen, Jada probably gonna give him some good loving tonight, because Jada likes a bad boy. Okay, when they got home tonight, they probably made some good. They gonna make some good loving, and it ain't gonna be because you won an award. Okay, it's gonna be because she turned on with you slapping fire out of another man, because that's the hood that still remains in Jada. Okay, like a lot of us, girl, we get turned on by certain things. But yeah, but will you should honestly be ashamed of yourself? And yeah, I don't know how he's going to make this right. Okay, I'll speak with you guys later. Bye.